Hey guys, it's Cian here from Reddit Mutiny, and I'm back on our war recap. Last two wars we actually matched against OneHive Genesis, and we didn't do as well as we hoped. Basically, we didn't start out well. Our low guys didn't get many 3 stars, so our top guys ended up having to hit very low, and that spread us out really thin on the top. And you know, I think at one point we had like 22 attacks to clear 17 Town Hall 9s, and yeah, you can't stretch it that thin against a clan like OneHive, and they ended up punishing us because of it. But anyway, regardless, I think they're still by far the best clan we've ever arranged with, and given the circumstances, I think we did pretty well. Like, as you can see, we didn't even use all our attacks because shit happened, and we actually lost like 1 or 2 members from actually doing any proper attacks. So without further ado, let's start with the attacks. Let's start with Floyd the Duck on 8. Floyd is a elder from Reddit Misfits who joined this scrim. Starts with Queen Charge, minions to funnel. This was a cleanup attack, so we knew that there were trapped Teslas at the corner. Drops the poison to get the queen, uses the ability as well. Basically, the plan was to charge the queen into this L-shaped compartment, as there was a core DGB. So the idea was that the queen would go in all the way and nullify the DGB by taking out the air defense. At the same time, starts his Go Vaho on the north side. Minions to funnel. Wizards just get rid of the trash. King starts going in once the funnel is created. Valks go in as well. The queen aggroes onto the CC. Drops the rage. Drops the heal on Valks for the Tesla farm. And as you can see, he also gets the skeleton traps here, which is really good value for his Valks. Drops the jump a bit early. And as the point defense starts focusing on his Valks and Golem, he sends his Hogs in. He actually ends up sending his Hogs in a bit too quick, because as you can see, the queen still logged on in the town hall. She hasn't taken care of the core DGB yet, nor has any of the Valks actually taken the jump into the core. But thankfully, the pathing of the Hogs was in such a way that the bombs popped one at a time. But still, the single GB got the Hogs low enough that the point defense actually ends up taking up all the Hogs. But thankfully, he still has quite a bit of time. The Valks end up cleaning up, and his queen on with the healers takes care of everything else. So let's just fast forward and see how it goes. The healers shift onto the Valks, which is really good. And yeah, good 3-star. Good job, Floyd. Up next is Nog Skywalker on number 9. Nog is actually from Reddit Row, and this was a cleanup attack as well. The first attack was done by Clayton from Wiz Honor Phase 2, and he basically just tweaked the plan because the initial plan was really close. And starts the minion funnel, drops the queen with the healers. And the idea here is for the queen to start wrapping around the right side and then charge into the DE compartment to deal with the double giant bombs in next to both ADs, the one next to the Expo and the one next to the cannon. Ends up actually getting a Tesla at the corner there. OneHive Genesis ran a lot of trap corner Teslas in this war, and this Tesla was actually the reason the initial raid failed, since it caused the wall breaker fail. So he brought the giant for tanking. Really good adjustment. Queen goes in, starts taking out the Teslas, and works her way towards taking care of both double giant bomb sets. He sees that the queen has triggered the CC, drops the poison, and he starts the other end of his attack. Drops the golem, drops the wizards to funnel. Personally, I feel the golem was dropped a bit too quickly, simply because on bases like these, you actually want to drop the wizards a bit earlier to take care of the high HP units. But anyway, he brings a jump. King goes in, takes out the queen, and hogs immediately go in. In the meantime, queen's taking care of the king as well, and they start taking care of the second double giant bomb set. The hogs go in. He still has one heal. Raid's looking really good at this point. Use the heal for the final clump of hogs as they group up on the last expo. The healers actually transfer onto the hogs, which is really good at this point. And the raid's over. It's left with cleanup. Let's fast forward this. Great job, Nog. The next attack will be by me. It's on number 11, Yaji. And this was a cleanup attack as well. And we knew that the double giant bombs was between the north side air sweeper and the AD. There's a Tesla that forms a diagonal double giant bomb, and similarly in the bottom right, there's also a Tesla right next to the expo, which causes another diagonal DGB. So the idea was to queen walk from 9 o'clock all the way to the north side, and get the queen and charge into the middle compartment to nullify the first set of DGB, and have a go bajo from the bottom right to take care of the other set. So I got the queen using just a poison. This saves me a rage, which can be used to be dealt with a point defense as seen here. And I wall break as soon as the archer tower is locking onto my queen. So my queen starts going in. Minions start the funnel for my go bajo. Queen aggro's onto the CC, starts taking out the lava hound. It's actually fine at this point because she'll eventually take care of the DGB. So I start my go bajo. The minions are done with the funnel, so golem tanks while I start the wall break. I'm actually really fortunate there because I didn't send a test wall breaker, and it didn't end up punishing me. So the Valks go in. I drop a jump and a heal. I knew there was a Tesla farm there, so the Valks end up getting his Tesla farm and his king. I bring 4 loons in an attempt to take care of the bottom right side double giant bomb. And I bring 2 loons for the top side, which in hindsight should have been released much later because the air sweeper prevented the top loons from doing anything much really. But the bottom loons just barely got the expo, which took care of the double giant bomb set on the bottom right. Hogs start going in, and yeah, with still 1 healed, the raid's over. Queen pops the north DGB just in time as the hogs go towards the top side, and the healers start healing up the hogs as well. And the rest is just cleanup, so let's just fast forward this. End up swagging a heal. Alright, next attack is by Big Tex, also from Reddit Row. And this was a pretty unique base. It's actually a really big square base, but with a few compartments in, and the DGB seem pretty obvious. It's a diagonal DGB by the south AD and sweeper, and another one, a more conventional DGB up top between the Expo and the AD. So Big Tech sends in his kill squad straight at the bottom side, and he gets the attention of both the defending king and queen, sends his Valks in, and puts up a very ambitious jump, connecting all the south compartments and healing his Valks. His queen locks on to the Lava Hound, which ends up soaking a lot of damage, and this is really good. Sends in his hogs really early. He notices that there's no point defense on the south side, so sends in only one hog, which gets the AD, and then trips the double giant set there. Meanwhile, his kill squad takes care of the middle. He sends in just enough hogs to trip the double giant bomb up top, and gets a bit lucky there, and the timing of the hogs tripped it one at a time under the heal. And his Valks are still up, heroes are still up. There's only 2 cannons left that really do anything against his army, so yeah, the raid's over, and all that's left is cleanup. There's actually still one pup up, but thankfully it didn't do too much to the raid. That's probably why he doesn't have any hogs left. But thankfully cleanup on this kind of base is usually really easy, because there aren't that many compartments. So as long as your heroes are still up, and you have like a wizard or 2, you're usually fine. So let's just fort this. Alright, good job Big Techs. Okay, the next attack's really cool. It's by Tim COC from Rock Throwers. Tim really likes his 5 healer queen walk, queen charges. So he starts his queen charge up north, puts 5 healers on it. Test wall breaker there, really good. Waits until everything's firing at the queen. Then he drops the rest of his wall breakers. Drops the wizard to make sure that the queen goes in. And the queen starts firing at the ADs. The 5th healer seems really good in the sense that you can afford to take a few shots from the AD and still have enough healers. Comes out at the CC P.E.K.K.A, drops the poison and the rage, keeps calm, knows that if he drops the rage and the poison, he doesn't need the phase, so he saves his queen ability. Drops another wizard on the east side, on the west side actually, sorry, to make sure that the queen doesn't wrap around out, because there is a danger that after she takes out whatever she can reach here, that she senses that there are buildings on the outside and she wraps around outside to get them. Queen ends up taking a lot of damage from the double giant bomb set here, which is a bit unfortunate because this is an air attack, so you don't really need her. That's pointless damage in her taking. And he starts noticing that the queen's going to run out of targets soon, so he drops the jump. And right after the queen takes the drill, she will notice the jump and start going to the CC compartment. Takes the jump and starts firing at the other ADs, and starts his Laloon part of the attack. Lava Hound goes in, really good loon deployment. Lava Hound still tanking. Really fortunate that the loons ended up eating a black bomb. But the queen's probably progressing slower than he anticipated, because I think he envisioned that the queen would be taking out the other AD. But thankfully he didn't lose too many loons because of it, and the queen gets there just in time. Really patient and surgical on his other loons. And since his queen was tanking the Expo, it really wasn't an issue. Drops his king for cleanup, and the rest is history. Swags or rage, and 2 loons, and haste. Really good job, Tim. Really sharp attacks. Nice job, man. Alright, that's it for Town Hall 9 attacks. Let's do one Town Hall 8 before we wrap up. There was a really good attack by Z this war. It was Z on 36. So this is almost like a max Goho at Town Hall 8. Bringing 4 Earthquakes, 2 Golems. Obviously at Town Hall 8, since your attacking target doesn't have a queen you need to take out to set up your hog attack, the pure goal of this kind of kill squad would be to trip the DGB and get the king. So he sets up his funnel nicely, funnels both his golems in, drops his king. The one downside to this kind of attack is you don't have poison. So against a CC like this, where there's a witch, it may turn a bit problematic. You need your wizards to be a bit smart with their targeting and utilize their splash properly. Both golems trip the double giant bomb, trip a skeleton trap as well, and his king starts hitting on the defending king. Really nice and early on the hogs, getting those free shots while the archer tower is firing on his kill squad. And the golem might start tanking the Tesla farm, and the king goes in and starts taking that out as well. Really nice deployment on his hogs, only deploying in as necessary. If you notice, he only starts deploying hogs on a defense as it starts firing on stuff that he already has on the map, which is really good for hog deployment, especially for Town Hall 8. These are often the kind of things that make a difference between a good attacker at Town Hall 8 and a good attacker at Town Hall 9, and it'll really help your transition when you move up. So yeah, the rest is just cleanup. Let's just fast forward this. Really good job, Z. Okay guys, so that's the video for now. I'll be doing another video for OneHive Genesis side of attacks, and look forward for that. Alright, see you guys next time.